Are there any coffee lovers in the audience? So many kinds of coffee.
Alright, here we are. Welcome to Coffee Time. Back in the sunroom here. It's a beautiful sunny day on Tuesday. Get your coffee, have a sip. That's good. Really glad you guys joined me again for another exciting episode. Today I got a couple things I want to talk about. First of all, in the news, we have the Grand Rapids Press here. Okay, and you can see there's a lovely arrangement of photos. Okay, this has been something that the press has been working on for a few weeks, and they've been advertising it or whatever, and so I picked up the Sunday paper. They did a sort of what they call a photo history of West Michigan. It sounds great, sounds wonderful, really exciting. You know, when I got the paper, I thought, man, this is going to be really cool. You're going to catch a lot of stuff. I've seen these kinds of projects before where a publication will do this sort of thing, but I was kind of let down. Yeah, I was kind of let down by this whole thing because, you know, I thought it was really going to be like a huge thing. Well, it turns out they didn't even say how many photographers they used, but I'm sure they had quite a few, I would think. But what they ended up with was only 49 photos in this little lovely little thing right here, which we have the big giant fold out. It's got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. There's 12 pages to it. Anyway, I was just pretty much let down. So anyway, it was kind of lame thinking for, you know, such a huge organization like the Grand Rapids Press, you would have probably at least 100 photographs in the paper. But here they've only got 49 in the paper, and then there's an additional 50 or so for a total of maybe around 100. They have additional photographs online, so it's, you know, I was kind of, like I said, I'm just kind of let down. Maybe I just expected too much. I don't know. Like I said, you know, before, you know, it is just the Grand Rapids Press after all. But what really kind of bothered me was this first photograph on the front page here is a woman. She's a very lovely woman, praying on her Sunday morning in full dress with a hat and everything. This does not, I don't know how many people actually live like this, but I don't know. Who gets, you know, all dolled up for church and then puts her hat on and then gets in her bedroom and then prays? I don't know. I don't know. That's just seems a little staged, if you know what I mean. So then, you know, I'm thinking, all right, fuck, you know, whatever. It's just one picture, you know. But then you look through the pictures and you see a lot of feel-good, touchy-feely kind of, you know, great photographs. And then the guy who writes the article about about the whole event, who is actually the editor of the Grand Rapids Press, is Paul Keep. His one photograph that he took was at the ballpark, because that's where he spent his Sunday. And then, of course, he's interviewing somebody here, and it says, "I hope we have created an honest record of life in West Michigan." I don't know how honest you can be when apparently you missed quite a few things. I mean, like in here they have, you know, stuff, there's a baby's birth, and there's, you know, which is really cool, and they've got, you know, some after dark kind of stuff, people at the dance clubs doing their thing, and there's a couple factory workers doing their thing. But most of it is all churchy stuff, family kind of thing that you do on Sundays if you're not busy, trying to survive. Which, is all, again, fine and wonderful, but I don't know how honest they're really being when they even self-admittedly missed some things. But what they say is, and looking back at our 24 hours worth of photos, did our crew feel if they missed anything significant? 2 areas come to mind, they say. Public services, such as law enforcement, and perhaps, just perhaps, a restaurant worker. Okay, I for one can think of a few things, if you really want to be honest about it, but apparently the Grand Rapids Press isn't really interested in true honesty. Grand Rapids is full of homeless people. I didn't see one photograph in here. I did not look online yet, but I did not see one photograph published in their Sunday paper of any of the homeless shelters or the battered women's shelters or, I don't know, maybe a 24-hour gas station worker or a taxi driver or, somebody who wasn't going to church or a baseball game. Anyway, that was, like I said, that was pretty much a letdown. So I was kind of bummed out that I spent $2 on that newspaper, and that's basically what I took away from it. All right, enough of that. Next thing I want to talk to you guys about, I don't know if you see this, but I posted on my Facebook page a movie that I just watched last night, actually, on YouTube. I don't know how many of y'all know that YouTube has movies that you can watch, but yes, you can rent movies on YouTube, and they also have a set of free movies that you can watch, and of course I was really surprised to find one in the free section that, because I'm, again, too cheap to rent movies on YouTube, so found a free one on there that had Robin Williams as the star. Robin Williams, I'm sure everybody kind of knows who he is. This movie I've never heard of before. It was a one-time, or a new director, writer. Anyway, it's called The Final Cut. It's a really great movie about it's set sometime in the future where they have the technology to put an implant in your head when you're very, very young, maybe even possibly still an infant. They don't really go into that, but this device has the ability to record audio and visual of your entire life, and then once you die, they take the device and what they call cut it into clips and movies, basically, of your life. And pretty much it's all the feel-good moments, and whatever the deceased's relative, decides that they want to be in what they call the remembrance sessions, where the whole family and friends gather together. It's pretty much like a funeral, except it's all on up on a screen, So, anyway, I would definitely recommend you guys watch it. It's kind of dark. Robin Williams has kind of done a few of those movies where he's like, he might play a bad guy or some creepy weirdo. In this movie, he's not a creepy weirdo. He's just a very tortured individual who has his own issues with this whole idea. Something that happened to him tragically when he was a child, and he's been tortured by this whole thing his whole life, in which the way I think of it is, it pretty much sounds like everybody. We've all got a skeleton, that just doesn't want to seem to die, and so we all have those issues that we deal with. Anyway, that's my movie review. Go check it out. You can, I'm sure it's available for rent other places like Netflix or whatever, but definitely want to go see that, or get on your computer and go see it. Whatever. Yeah. So I love Robin Williams. I think he's awesome. He's very, very talented actor, and this movie was done really, really well too. It's not like it was some cheap, with bad effects and everything like that. But yeah. So that's pretty much it for today. Thanks for joining me for coffee time. Hope you enjoyed it. So go out, do something really exciting with your life. Help an old lady across the street. I don't know. Get a job, maybe. But do it with coffee, because it always makes it better. Alright, we'll see you guys next time.
I spend all my money, I dress you up for fun. I'm not too proud to say I'll go that extra mile. I'll cool you down when it's hot, I'll heat you up when it's not. I'll treat you right, oh you know that you're the one. I've tried all kinds of teas, I've tried the yerba mate. It's not the same even when it looks like a latte. We've had some time apart and I was less shaky. I feel more alive when I've had my cup of coffee.